So today on The Real JD, we're going to take a look at the senior mobile developer job description and try to understand what this company and hiring manager are really looking for. The first thing you want to do as a recruiter when you get a mobile developer job is to understand, are you looking for a native iOS or Android developer or a cross-platform mobile app developer? As we scan this job description and go down to the qualifications, it becomes very clear that they're looking for 6 years experience developing and shipping production grade React Native and TypeScript applications across both Android and iOS platforms. So there you go. We're not looking for a native developer. We're looking for someone with React Native experience. Definitely, there's a huge difference there. What is React Native? React Native is a JavaScript framework for writing real, natively rendering mobile applications for iOS and Android. It was created and launched in 2015 by Facebook, which is now Meta, and allows you to write code once and deploy on both iOS and Android app stores. So how does React Native compare to native development? As a recruiter, what you want to start to understand is the associated keywords. You want to create a profile for the candidate. So if you see that candidates have, for example, Swift or Objective-C or Kotlin or Java, that's a dead giveaway that that's a native mobile app developer, because those are native iOS and Android programming languages. As opposed to on React Native, which is based on JavaScript, it is a cross-platform app developer. So what you're doing cross-platform is you're writing the code once and you're deploying that application on both iOS and Android app stores. React Native has been around since 2015, so it's not necessarily new. Now, keep in mind, finding someone with 6 years React Native experience, it can be kind of challenging. There will be certain developers that maybe started as a full stack developer, they're doing web development, maybe they're doing React frontend, Node.js backend, and then they want to get into mobile development, and then they said, hey, it's an easy transition to go from React web applications into writing React Native mobile applications. You will see from time to time native iOS and Android developers kind of flip over and go to React Native. I know a lot of mobile developers who dabbled in whether it's Xamarin or React Native or Ionic, and we'll talk about those other cross-platform frameworks as well. You will see a lot of native developers and they just stay with just iOS, or they become just an Android developer because it's just an easier path, and there's obviously a lot of demand for native development. On the React Native side, you might see developers that started with Ionic or Xamarin and then moved into React Native. But I think it's more common, you'll see full stack developers who are doing some type of JavaScript front end like Vue or Angular or React, and then some back end like maybe like a Node.js move into React Native. In terms of titles that you're looking for on the native side, you would see someone probably, if they're a native developer, their title would be an iOS developer or Android developer. They would also could potentially use mobile developer as well. On the React Native side, you're more likely to see React Native developer or just mobile developer or potentially a full stack developer, even though React Native is for front end. In terms of other cross-platform frameworks, I mentioned a few. One that's becoming very popular over the last couple of years is Flutter, and the programming language is Dart. There's also Xamarin, which is based on C#, so it's a Microsoft framework. There's also Kotlin multi-platform, which is based on Kotlin, which is relatively new. And then Ionic, which is one of the earlier cross-platform frameworks, is based on JavaScript. So you will see these other cross-platform frameworks. So if you see them, now you know what they mean. Just in case you're curious, in terms of which companies have used React Native, it's always good as a recruiter to have an understanding of which companies and which pieces of software are written in what tech stack. It's hard to know everything, but as you get better at knowing which is the main tech stack in certain companies, it will make your job easier when you're going out to try to recruit. Here is the React Native homepage or website, and this is their showcase. And you can see there are a lot of applications that you probably use already day to day that are written in React Native. You may have not even known it. Meta, of course, that created this framework, they have their flagship application, their ads manager, the Oculus application, and Messenger desktop written in React Native. Microsoft as well has written a number of applications React Native, including Microsoft Office, Outlook, Teams, Xbox Game Pass, and Skype. Amazon has a number of React Native applications, Shopify, Wix, and the list goes on and on. Again, when you're looking for a React Native developer, there's definitely going to be people available. You're just going to know where to look in the right places. And remember, don't go looking for a native mobile developer. You'll waste a lot of time. Hopefully that was helpful. Until next time, happy hunting.